Yo, we're back here again. Thank you for being here. We're gonna start here again, and basically we have some good news again for the marijuana stocks. Hexo, Acb Alpha, APGHA, Tlry. Basically, at all the panic. New Mexico forgives pass to illegal cannabis. Are experimenting amid panic to come up with a framework for regulating and taxing recreation marijuana after voters out-hosted key opponents by pot in 2020. So basically, here what we see is that a House panel on Monday advanced a bill that places emphasis on economic and social issues by subsidizing medical marijuana for poor patients, underwriting grants, communities affected by the drug, and expediting convicts for cannabis use of possession. Um, and also the bill leaves no room for homegrown marijuana that might complicate efforts to penalize people invoking in black market marijuana. So basically, New Mexico is the next one up to becoming legalized in another state in the U.S. for cannabis. So this is gonna be another catalyst for the weed stocks that have been taking the hit this couple of days lately. As we see, SDL, sundial growers are just being slaughtered from $4 to $1. You know, it's being killed. So we could see that. Basically, we're basically at the levels that we were at Tuesday of last week, $1. So anything, if it touches $1, less than $1, is somewhere to buy, because once this stocks hit, they hit. You know, as we see the relative volatile chart, we could see they get over so quick on the mean below the 30, so meaning that it got oversold and then comes back up and it gets bought. So meaning that there's a lot of volume, as we can see here, coming up. So we see there's a lot of volume. See 200 million shares, 64 million. So it's a lot of volume in these weed stocks. So it's very volatile. So meaning that you gotta be very patient with this type of investments if you really want to get in. Is this is a long term thing. It's not just overnight. Yeah. It helps. So that's why once you're up, you can hold, but there's a risk of coming back down. It will take a while, a couple months to be back up, because whenever there's news, it pops, right? So whenever we hear another state, another bill, or another country, or whatever it is, it pops. Look at Planet 13 Holdings. This is a little bit more stable stock, meaning that it doesn't. There's not much volatile as we see here in the relative volatile index. We don't see this a lot. It stays within the mean, right? So this stock is almost a penny stock. So it stays better. There's a volume here, but not much as SNDL. SNDL is more as a volume being traded as a trade, right? Every day it's 64, 126 million. So a lot of shares being traded within every minute. See 100, 1 million, 200, 900, 200,000. So there's a lot of volume coming in. So that's why we see all this relative volatility all over the place. See, we see here at basically after hours, but meaning within the market time, there's every up and down. So this is more of a patient type of stock if you're in it. Or for me personally, I do not own these stocks. This is for entertainment purposes. Currently I do not know any of these stocks for the same reason, because I don't like much of volatile in my portfolio. I'd rather have a little bit more you could say stable and within the mean stocks and not too volatile. But these have a lot of futures. You have to be patient with them. Also Hexo, same thing. We see that it was down for 766. It popped out. It started at $8. It went down to 7 and popped at 8. So it's everywhere, right? So we have to be patient. Tlry, the same thing. It came out. It did okay earnings. It did better than expected, and we're still seeing getting hit. Today it was up, right? It was up almost $2, almost 7%. So that's positive. So we see that there's movement here. So that's what I'm saying. So we just buy and hold. Once you have red, you should buy. And same thing with MGN. This is a penny stock, a marijuana penny stock, and still it was at 22, and then it came back to 7 cents. So just be patient with this type of stocks. It's just depending on how much volume there is or not. And if there is, then you should be patient, because once these run, they run hot. They're really, really hot. So, and I think it will happen in a couple of months. For example, ACB, another one, Aurora. It touched all the way from 22. Yes, it was today, right, at $11, and popped up a little bit. So it was up to 2%. So we see that they're getting traction. They're getting traction there within the $11 range, because this stock was at $10 in last Monday. So I think at $10 is a buy. I'm thinking of buying personally, but I will hold off. Anything of $1, $10, I'm in. With $2, $10. So I will see. So it just, this right now is being very, very attractive, because there's a lot of catalysts out there in the countries, Mexico, and the newsletter that I came up recently about New Mexico. So this still hasn't hit big news at MSNBC. Once it does hit, it's gonna take off the weak stock. So if you have any questions, comments, go ahead and leave them at the bottom. Go ahead, add subscribe to the page, and see you next time.